Hey guys, Nick here. So today we'll be taking a look at the 2024 Yamaha Transporter Lite 2-Up. Now we're going to kind of talk about the machine here. We're going to go about pricing, where it stands in the Snowmobile lineup, and of course we'll get up close. I'll show you around it. I will not be starting it up, and of course I will not be driving it today in this video if that's what you're looking for. So I'm just telling you ahead of time. Now this sits in Yamaha's Transporter lineup. You have the normal Lite, and then they make the Lite 2-Up, which is this one right here, which of course adds that secondary seat right on the back to carry a passenger. And then they make the 800, which is a more single person sled built model. It doesn't have the 2-Up variant on it, but you have the 800 powertrain from Arctic Cat. So what's nice about this one is it's a real nice middle ground. If you want to get out, you want to do some trail riding, and you want to bring a family member with you, and you just want to get out time to time, and maybe the trails aren't always the best where you live, or maybe they are really good, but you also want to go off trail. This is a great option as it has that 146-inch track on it. So it's going to be real smooth and take a lot of those hits from those heavy bad ruts and bumps, keeping you and your passenger comfortable, as well being able to handle a heavier payload from not only maybe also carrying a passenger, but also loading up that rear rack, which is conveniently made on the back of it, carrying extra gas, firewood, etc. Or if you want to get one of those snowmobile trailers and tow that with this, or maybe you're a trail groomer and you want to tow skids and stuff with a snowmobile, just something small, this is also a great option for that. So there's many ways you can apply this sled for it to be fitting your needs, of course, but this isn't going to satisfy the group of people that love the sidewinders and the four strokes that want to get out and rip and ride hard and ride fast on the trails and do 100 on the lake. This isn't built for that, and how Yamaha is their lineup made up, I think that this reflects that, and you have to respect it for what it is. So this is a 397cc all fuel injected liquid cooled single cylinder engine, and from what I'm seeing online and from my experience of what I'm seeing, these are topping out right around in the 80 to 90 mile an hour range. I'm seeing more like low 80s though, is what I'm seeing, which if you need to cross a lake or you got a big open wide trail, you flying at 65, 70 mile an hour, it's going to be, good enough, especially if you're carrying a passenger. I think that's going to be faster than your passenger is probably going to want to go. So, respectively, I think it's going to do everything you really need it to do. It's kind of a do-it-all sled, and that's what you kind of have to appreciate it for. All right, so now let's talk about pricing. What I list on the screen is going to be pretty much accurate, straight from Yamaha on the website, what you would see if you added up of what pricing would look like. So we're looking at roughly $10,600 as an MSRP, and then we have a destination and freight charge. So once you add those two charges on, you're looking at about roughly $11,400 for this sled. Now from that, most dealerships are going to be charging you a setup fee on these as they come apart and they take several hours to put together. Once you add that on, let's say $300-400 roughly, right? You're still looking at about $11,800, so just under $12,000 out the door for this sled. Now, for comparison wise, it might sound like a lot of money, and it is, to invest into something that you might only use for a couple months. But if you price it out and you think about it, you could have bought a Viper about 6-7 years ago for roughly the same price from Yamaha, actually a little more money. And that would have been a 4-stroke sled with a 137 track, and that would have been like a trail sled, which is a whole different breed and animal, but that was like the cheapest sled you get from Yamaha about 5 years ago. And you'd still be spending more money than what you are spending right now on this one. Now that's of course not to mention that every year the pricing always went up on these sleds. If you want to go buy a Sidewinder or a Viper, let's talk about a Viper because that's what we were talking about before, you're still going to be spending about 16 grand on that sled now. And again, it wasn't too long ago, about 5 years ago, those sleds were about 11-12 grand. So I don't think Yamaha is too far off the margin, but of course once you add all those extra fees on and stuff, that's when it starts to add up on you. But unfortunately on that end, there's really not too much the dealers can do about that. Now, of course, you can share how you feel and what you think is fair and stuff in the comments below. I'm always open and interested to hear what your guys' feedback are. But from this, let's get up close and I'll give you guys a little bit of a tour under the front panels of this machine and what we're kind of looking at here. Alrighty, so on our belt housing side, we got two little clips here. You pull this forward like this, and you're gonna kind of shimmy it forward. It comes right out just like that. Now, on the opposite side of this cover, might as well show you, we got some foam padding right here, and sound detonation, and just a little bit heat shielding right here, and that's really it. Now as we look inside, there really isn't too much you are going to see, of course, other than your belts, exhaust, and part of your coolant fill and top of your coolant tank right there. Now, when it comes back to putting this back on, walk up to it, slide it in and back. And then on the back here, there's a little notch that's kind of got to go around. And from there, takes some time to kind of finagle and get used to. Pull them on and off now a little while, so I'm kind of used to it now, but they definitely want to take a minute. Luckily, there isn't too many stickers on the Venoms in the past. There's been a lot of like bright colored stickers right where all the stuff mashes up, and you can scratch them easily. But we aren't really running into that with this one right here of how they did the color scheme, which is nice. But let's go look at the other side. Alrighty, when it comes to taking the other side off, it's the exact same system. Two clamps, slide off, nudge forward, and there you go. On the inside of our cover, we got more foam and heat shielding. And we'll get the tripod up here and moving, and I'll show you what you're going to see inside of it. So coming up close, of course, we got our oil tank here, all oil injected, muffler. It's kind of hard to see in here. Now this one isn't fully assembled yet and built, but down there is where our battery is located. So that'll be fun to access in the future. But yeah, that's really it. You can kind of see your motor back there, all the way tucked in. So if you're wondering, yeah, no, there's really not too much going on in the nose. You can see all your exhaust piping, some electronics. But other than that, really isn't too much on the front of these. Now we'll start from the back and show you. Here's our skid on it. Use some kind of visual here of what that stuff looks like. Of course, we got this nice rack on the back of it. We're placking there all your cargo load information, which is nice. And then of course, we have our seat. Now as we work our ways forward, premium 91 octane it wants you to use. Fuel fills right there. Pull start back up, and your safety tether if you don't get it tangled with your pull start. On off for your heated throttle, reverse, low, high, and of course off on your grips. You have a low and a high beam switch right there. High mounted bar, your grab. Brake, of course, emergency kill, throttle. Dash right there. Really doesn't show you too much information on that. RPM, coolant temp, and speed. I believe it shows you RPM on these. And that's really it. On top of that, you do get the tall windshield on this model, which is nice. But that's really it. Well, that's going to do it for this video, guys. I hope you all did enjoy, learned a little something, or found it entertaining. If there's anything you'd like to ask or share, please comment down below. As always, subscribe if you are new to see more content. Hopefully we'll be ramping it up soon with some more exciting content than this. I know today was a little more low-key. But I wanted to share this all with you and kind of give you a quick little run through on a sled from Yamaha. But that's going to do it. You guys all have a great day. Bye.